I've replayed that day in my mind so many times that the edges of the memory have started to blur, but the feeling it never fades. It's like a splinter under the skin of my conscience, impossible to ignore no matter how much time passes. I ruined my friendship, and I regret it every day. We were close in a way that felt unshakable, like two parts of the same story. There was trust, laughter, a kind of quiet understanding that didn't need to be spoken. I used to think that meant nothing could break us. I was wrong. It didn't happen in one blow. It was a slow erosion. Small choices I kept justifying to myself. I told myself I was tired, frustrated, that I deserved to be heard, that I wasn't being treated fairly. Each excuse gave me permission to pull away a little more, to stop listening as much, to start resenting little things that didn't matter. It's strange how betrayal doesn't always come as a grand act. It often builds quietly, like a storm that starts as a whisper of wind. There was a moment, though, where I could have turned back. A moment where I knew the words forming in my mouth would hurt them, that something in the way they looked at me would change forever after. And I said them anyway. I said them because I wanted to feel right, to win the argument, to protect my pride. It was almost like watching myself from the outside, hearing my own voice say things I didn't fully mean, but knowing once they were spoken, they couldn't be taken back. Their silence after felt louder than any shout, just this stillness that drained all the color from the air between us. They didn't cry, they didn't fight back, they just looked tired, like they suddenly realized I wasn't the person they thought I was. That look still finds me sometimes, in quiet moments when I least expect it. After that, we tried to pretend things were fine for a while, both of us playing these roles of people who hadn't just shattered something sacred. But every conversation carried its own weight. Every laugh felt artificial, rehearsed. Eventually, the calls stopped. I told myself it was mutual, that maybe they needed space, that I shouldn't reach out first because they might not want to hear from me. But the truth is, I was afraid. Afraid they wouldn't forgive me. Afraid they would, and I'd have to face what I'd done. So I stayed silent, and that silence turned into distance, and that distance turned into years. Sometimes I draft messages I'll never send. Simple things, hey, I've been thinking about you, or I'm sorry. I didn't mean it, but each time I delete them before hitting send, because I don't know which version of me they'd be answering to the one who hurt them, or the one who's still trying to make peace with that mistake. I've tried to convince myself that letting go is an act of respect, that maybe their life is better without me disturbing it again. But there's a selfish part of me that still checks their profile sometimes, just to see if they're happy. That small guilty click that I justify as harmless, even though I know it is not about them, it is about me trying to see if they survived my absence. I think what haunts me most isn't just that I lost a friend, it's that I lost the version of myself who existed when they trusted me. I don't know how to rebuild that person. I've become more careful since then, slower to speak, quicker to listen, but it never feels like enough. Because every kindness I show now feels a little like atonement, like I'm trying to prove to the world and to myself that I learned something. But sometimes, late at night, I wonder if that's just another form of self-deception, a way to soften the edges of guilt instead of facing it fully. I know I can't fix what I broke. Maybe I never will. And maybe that's the true punishment, not some dramatic fallout or confrontation, but this quiet knowing that I caused someone pain they didn't deserve, that I could have been better and chose not to be. Some days the regret is just a dull ache. Other days, it's a full storm, but it's always there. And even after all this time, I catch myself wishing I just paused before speaking, taken a breath, chosen kindness over pride. It's strange how one small moment can echo through years. I don't know if I'll ever forgive myself, but I keep hoping that by remembering not turning away from what I did, I might at least start to understand why. Maybe that's all that's left to do. Just to remember and try to be someone worth trusting again, even if the person I want forgiveness from will never see it.